Good evening. Welcome to Military Strategies Live Now. December 6th, 2025, 1:35 in the morning in Spain, whatever time it is where you are. Pay attention to this right now. B-1 planes, strategic bombers, refueling over the skies of the United States of America. This could be the beginning of a mission that could go all the way to Venezuela again. And one of these times it might end up becoming a war. That's right. Family, it's happening now. We're live to see and find out what's going on. And also new data, new information about what's happening right now in Venezuela. Here on Military Strategies, your likes, your comments. Let's begin. Good evening, family. Welcome to Military Strategies. Right now, resting at 20,000 feet altitude, B-1 bombers.
Lamford, possibly going south. It's happening right now, and we're here live on Military Strategies, watching it exclusively for the entire Spanish-speaking community worldwide. Thank you for joining us live. We'll return soon to discuss what's happening in the skies. Why is that bomber hovering? What does it mean? What could happen? But of course, let me welcome you to your channel, your information channel, your community. You make this possible. Are you part of this adventure? Maduro has sent a message to Donald Trump. Did he say something to him? I think this is unsustainable. And last night I was left in shock after seeing what I saw and what I want us to analyze today, word by word. Also, there was an important incident today at the border with Colombia. In Venezuela, the colectivos have gone out on their motorcycles to harass protesters, demanding the release of Colombian prisoners kidnapped in Venezuela. And we also have videos that we need to watch and give visibility to that cause. Political prisoners and missing persons in Venezuela whose whereabouts and condition are unknown. But thank you also for yesterday's great show. Oh my, what a crazy time. But tonight's show is going to be just as good. Also, we have to talk about what Donald Trump said about what Richech commented. Right now, the news could be here. They're refueling. And one of them just broke away. Job 40 minutes, performing refueling tasks, so there must be more than one B-1, more than one bomber. For example, this one is refueling now at 21,500 feet. And these two planes are also refueling, with this one at 20,000 feet. It just moved away, so it has finished its refueling task. Considering the time and that there were two refueling planes and how long they've been at it, we could be talking about up to 4 B-1 Lancers that have been refueled. Additionally, this combines with unusual plane movements. That has been happening all this time, throughout this whole period, and they've been providing coverage over the entire central area of the United States. Also tonight here in Spain. Well, it's night right now in the United States. Earlier, there was an air security incident in Washington. District of Columbia F-16 planes had to scramble to intercept some threat or some irregular detection on the radar. Over the city, the capital of the United States of America, there have been delays and cancellations of flights at Washington's Reagan International Airport. District of Columbia, and all of this is happening at the same time that we're waiting to find out what's really going to happen with Venezuela. Whether the attack is going to be launched or not, or what's going to happen. A plane keeps refueling at 20,000 feet. Some are here, others there, and everyone is closely watching everything happening now. Attack on Venezuela? That's the question on everyone's mind. The information I've been gathering about this issue is that militarily, Donald Trump is determined to do it. The only thing left in this story is the day after. Donald Trump's main concern is about the day after the post-Maduro era. What's going to happen? What will take place? Who will be given the leadership of that country called Venezuela? And how will a political transition take place? A democratic transition that benefits the interests of Venezuela, but also the interests of the United States in terms of security and a commitment that drug trafficking will stop operating. From there, what happens? There are different interlocutors and work teams. The opposition is not just Maria Corina or Edmundo. There are more people behind them. There are a lot of people involved, and right now they would be debating or seeing what will happen the day after. I want to be honest and clear. We have to set aside right now the political and personal ambitions of many people. And think about a country called Venezuela, which has been suffering under a terrible, horrible, disastrous dictatorship for 26 years and needs freedom if this opportunity isn't taken. Now, if Donald Trump doesn't see clearly that there will be complete, firm, and serious leadership toward where a country like Venezuela needs to go, Donald Trump will not launch an attack or get involved in the difficult issue of liberating Venezuela, which is not easy. It's easy for the United States to attack or destroy a country, but managing what comes after is complex and must be handled by the Venezuelan people. So let this serve as a warning. To those concerned, mainly to the Venezuelan people, that it's time to be more united than ever, to carry out a transition process from a dictatorship to a democracy. And when democracy is solid, mature, strong, not mature like Maduro, but truly mature, strong, firm, then you can start politics and thinking about ideologies. That each person has their own best way of seeing things. How Venezuela is going to grow as a country in the future. Right now, Venezuela's freedom is like an embryo. It hasn't even been born yet. It's an embryo. It's in the final process. That effect is freedom. It's about to be born. We have to be prepared for the birth. If we're not ready, the situation can get much more complicated. And that's what's happening right now. Donald Trump has already said it clearly. We know their location and have everything prepared. Very soon that's going to happen. Very soon can mean as much time as is necessary for things to be clear, for everyone's role in this story to be clear, and for it to be carried out without delay, which is understandable. Let's look here again. I'm not saying this plane is going to Venezuela, just that these planes have been heavily involved in operations there. These are B-1 bombers that are refueling in flight, and they must be loaded with munitions, given the flight time these planes have had. Let's look for the B-1 here, that B-1 that took off from the military base around here, from an airfield in this area. From here. Did it have enough fuel to go farther? It didn't. He had to refuel almost as soon as he started his trip. He already had to refuel, which means he could be loaded or should be loaded. I don't know what you all think about what I'm saying right now. I'd like to see your comments in the chat. They're super important too. Well, they just gifted 50 memberships. Thank you so much for those 50 memberships for Military Strategies, making this super important community happy. Leave your likes, your comments, make sure to comment, and leave your message. What do you all think about all this? And let's look at the options we have for the future. Anna, thank you so much for those 50 memberships. Nikki, thanks so much for the super chat. A big hug to you. He has been with us for a long time, supporting this community. And let's welcome Gin Lennis. Thank you. Welcome, popular support. Thanks. Really? Are memberships random? The more you chat, the better your chances. that you might get picked? It's that easy. There's no other way for you to get picked here. A military strategies membership. You can only do it by writing a lot in the chat. I think the video of the day, well, of the last 24 hours, because just last night when we left it, well, I want to, as I mentioned before, situation. Complicated situation at the border with Colombia. Sending a hug to all our friends. Guarimba has had an interview with one of the spokespersons of this demonstration for the Colombian prisoners in Venezuela. We have seen quite disturbing images on the Simon Bolivar Bridge, which connects Colombia, and which in the past was already the scene of pitched battles between mercenary groups of the regime, and citizens and Venezuelans in exile who wanted to return home. Today, they've left us with striking images. Did they give an interview too? John's show's giving a lot of coverage to everything that's happening over there. And we feel it's our duty. Obviously, we also have to talk about what's happening with the people of Venezuela and the people of Colombia. Colombians are also suffering with Petro and with the whole situation we have right now. As I was saying, I think the video of this story from last night, I think it marks a before and after. Is it just my feeling? I'm gonna put it here. I want you to see it. I want you to give your opinion. Because there's something you have to keep in mind. A leader, even the president of a country, can't go around mocking the president of the United States of America. This is something that's unacceptable, that crosses any kind of line, and the United States does not tolerate this kind of thing. But Nicolas Maduro in recent weeks has been following a policy of acting like a buffoon, acting like a clown, to show the world an image of someone who is not in their right mind, to evoke pity, to act funny, and to laugh. The world must remember that Nicolas Maduro is responsible for over 8 million people in exile and diaspora. He is responsible for many disappearances. According to international treaties, the United Nations Security Council, human rights, and others, he has committed atrocious acts against his people. You already know what kind, and this kind of thing is not funny at all. He is a dictator. He's not going to leave power. There won't be more elections in Venezuela. It won't exist. There is no longer an opposition that can run in an election in Venezuela. We're now in 2025. This must end. Listen to Nicolas Maduro mocking Donald Trump yesterday. This is outrageous. Last night when I saw it, even though I'm not American, I felt offended because I share the values of the American people. I felt offended because those values of democracy, freedom, I think Nicolas Maduro completely violates them. What we saw last night was not just an attack on Donald Trump, but on everyone. He's laughing at the disappeared, at the victims all over the world. He's laughing at the entire planet. And that's how things keep going. If Nicolas Maduro is still in power, I think it's because of the situation I mentioned a few minutes ago, the day after Nicolas Maduro. Let's see.
Great news for Venezuelan families, especially this one. Hold on.
Let me tell you about a call. Hold on, it was ringing. Did you hear? The call was ringing. You saw there was a call over here. Hello? 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 All right, we'll be waiting for that call. Celita, excuse me, but I heard it ring. No, not right now. Oh. What? Look, it says the vice president is making a video call because we have some news. Celita, I'm going to mute you. Some news that's spreading like wildfire. Vice President, Delcy Rodriguez presented the 2026 budget, which amounts to 5 trillion bolivars, with 77.8% allocated to direct social investment for education, health, food, and community income. And for you, if you want to count, well, get the video call ready. Since I'm here with your permission, I'm going to give the floor to Silita.
News that brings joy to Venezuelan families. This is really tremendous news.
It's tremendous. He's tremendous. Despotism, arrogance. What he says. When he answers, he says, "No, I can't right now. I can't take your call." Donald Trump says to him, "What?" He says, "What?" We all know he's trying to act out the call from the White House to Nicolas Maduro, or Nicolas Maduro to the White House. It's all the same to me. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable that Nicolas Maduro is allowed the privilege of mocking the entire American people like that. And I mean, this seriously it's much more serious than we ever thought. For now, Trump is following Nicolas Maduro's lead. I know we do talk. If you want to leave on good terms, that's better. Maduro is not going to leave on good terms. I've already said it several times. And besides, the United States has advisors with an incredible level of intelligence, and they know it. Trump wants to avoid a war because of the cost in lives, obviously, but also because of the economic cost. But the thing is, there's no choice. There's no choice with this. Trump knows there's no choice, and now he's considering what will happen next. After the clown stops coming out with the plastic nose, to bother what's going to happen. Donald Trump is the same guy who took out Soleimani in Iraq. Did he care little about what happened afterwards? He's the same guy who told Israel, take out all of Hamas and then we'll see what happens. What happened is that Israel didn't take that step at that time. He's the same guy who took out Baghdadi. He would have taken out bin Laden if present. I mean, Donald Trump doesn't hesitate. His hand hasn't shaken with an even more dangerous organization like Iran, so he won't hesitate, right? With Nicolas Maduro, recognizing the importance of Venezuelan territory for the security of the United States and global security. But this is shameful.
It is said to bring great joy to Venezuelan families.
It's very tough, huh? Look.
The call is ringing. Did you hear? The call was ringing.
Is that sarcasm? Also, the white phone, which is also referring to the White House. And it's a complete show, but is it a mockery?
They told me there was a call here. Hello?
Acting like a fool. But it's just that, hello. Pay attention to what he's going to say now, okay?
Hello? Let's monitor that call. Salida, sorry. I heard it ring. No, not now, no.
Not now. I'm the one who decides when I want to talk to you. 2 days ago, he said they would defeat the United States Army if the United States withdraws, since it is already involved in this situation. If they leave without attacking Venezuela, the United States will look bad. I'm saying it in advance, not only because of the harm it will do to millions of Venezuelans and to a lot of people who support the Venezuelan cause. Not only that emotional or psychological harm, the United States will be greatly degraded in terms of global security. You can't back down when there's a guy out there acting like a clown, laughing at your president. You can't let it go. It's just that this...
How do you say it in English?
Please. Yes, please.
It's just that you can't let this go. It's impossible. They're laughing and mocking. The woman. All signs of victory. I think this is as far as it goes. This is as far as it goes. It's just that it can't be. It can't be. We've never seen this before. Maybe it's because he's desperate and wants to give off that party guy image. Friendly and approachable. Peace, peace, peace.
That's what the Venezuelan people say on behalf of the Bolivian people of the Republic.
It's too much. It's too much. And Donald Trump has to take action directly. He has to stop this before it gets worse. The more time passes, the worse it will be. But even though Donald Trump wants to take action, which is what I mentioned, he wants to take action on this matter. Donald Trump has received the Fédération Internationale de Football Association Peace Prize. He attended the Fédération Internationale de Football Association draw celebration. The issue is the opposition. The problem is the opposition. They must be up to the task. I know it is. I have no doubts about this, but there are details there that need a lot of polishing. Look, Donald Trump, who has been dancing next to Simbao, who has been there, Claudia next to Donald Trump. I'm not sure what they said to him or discussed, but I think, let's see, of course, I don't know what they might have said, what they might have talked about, but I think that Claudia sat next to the one from Canada who has also been there. Donald, do you think he told Claudia, we're coming after your cartels? That Maduro is just another page in this whole story. Maduro is just a chapter. Your chapter's written there too. Claudia, we're going after the cartels, and Claudia can't do anything either. Claudia has a lot of internal problems right now. She even needs Donald Trump to attack the cartels to look good and protect herself. If she doesn't allow it, it doesn't matter. The United States is going to wipe them all out too, all of them, when it comes to the security of the United States of America. What's going on with Donald Trump? Donald Trump doesn't want this. He doesn't want there to be a guy in New York with what you see in his hand. Organizing such events is exactly what a bearded guy avoids. Bloody hands. Vest. He doesn't want to turn the United States into a Europe like some countries are in Europe right now, as we all know. And how is the situation? It's a national security issue. They released prisoners in Venezuela and sent them to the United States. Do they have a joint plan with Iran to poison the United States? Maduro is indirectly responsible for over 250,000 to 300,000 people. So that's the thing. Attention. Because of a new NOTAM. We have a new NOTAM. Let's go, new one. Let's check the map to see what's happening with our planes. Another tanker joins in, which means this B1 has finished its refueling. Let's see where it's going. Now it's important to see if it's heading south. If it's going south, we'll have a surprise tonight. Let's see what happens there. There's a new notice to airmen, please. I'd like to hear your comments about what we just discussed and what you think. Let's see, before we start with the notice to airmen, an important notice to airmen. Now, there's a very important notice to airmen. Thank you, Andrea, for those 50 memberships, Andrea. Thank you so much for supporting military strategies. Thank you, Andrea. You're always with us every day, a great friend of the channel. He doesn't have much time. Who will join them? I just joined. Blessings to everyone, strategies, family, moderators, and staff. Victoria tells us, thank you so much, Victoria, to you as well, who is always with us. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Credibility is being lost. But this is also part of Nicolas Maduro's campaign, also propaganda, to say that nothing is happening. To buy time, because what he wants is to buy time.
Ganar tiempo.
To wear down people's emotions and aspirations, he wants people to become disillusioned. But that's not the case. That is to say, the military force is there, it's there, the military capability exists.
Sí.
Is there any intention on the part of the United States to liberate Venezuela?
Venezuela.
The issue isn't even really Maduro. I think the issue is more the opposition to Maduro. The key is the day after Maduro, which could happen as soon as tomorrow or even tonight. But what happens next week? What's going to happen? How can we ensure there's no corruption in Venezuela? How will it work? People say everything's ready, but we want details to understand how it will be. Venezuelans want assurance they won't be taken advantage of again, and Donald Trump feels the same way. So you can imagine how the situation is right now. Come on, let's take a look over here. He's been on point. Credibility is slipping, but it's not Donald Trump's problem. From what I'm seeing and analyzing, it's not about Trump. Credibility isn't going there. Tied to Donald Trump. In this case, I think it comes from elsewhere. We'll reach 2026 and Maduro still won't be removed, says Mockery. No, for now it seems that no, not for now. Alberto, thank you so much for that super chat, my friend. Abel Rout, thank you so much for collaborating with Estrategias. I try to be honest. As you can see, I don't want to sell something that isn't real or isn't happening. We have built up a lot of credibility over many months, for a long time. We must be honest and openly say what's happening without hiding anything. Hey, this is happening. We see this. We have to take note. Okay. We have here the topic of, well, what we're seeing right now. The note, attention with the new note. With this, I mean that no one loses, Hope with this matter. And now you will see why. The guy says this. And we're going to put it over here. Photo note, for those of you who know or don't know what it is. An air safety notice, where there may be restrictions, where it can be announced that some kind of air operation will take place or that an airspace will be closed. Here's the good note. It says this. Warns that between November 21 and December 31, unidentified aircraft have been detected or will be detected from 3,000 feet and up because the pilots? So the pilots must be very careful. And report any unusual activity. Take extra precautions when moving around through the terminal airspace. The frequency. Pilots must report and indicate this presence on the primary radar frequency shown. All unidentified aircraft must be reported. Which area are you referring to? Well, according to what's written here, Falco or Falcon. Falcon posts it on his Twitter account. The area we already know about. That's where the key is. That area right there is the key. Aircraft at 3,000 feet. Yes, they are aircraft at 3,000 feet. We're talking about maybe seeing more deployments and more planes over there. Definitely, all this military deployment is creating chaos throughout the region, both in terms of infrastructure and in terms of logistics. The United States has not deployed by chance, not at all. Everything it has deployed. The radars, the planes, anti-aircraft systems, isn't that right? Yesterday we were talking about Black 5 the cat. Black Cat, the Black Cat 5, which is a drone that's being used a lot these days for surveillance. It had been on the coast of Mexico. It had been flying around there. I'm going to show you the photograph, and I want you to see who the United States is interested in. This is Black Cat. Let's stay here. I want to explain to people. Also, we have a brutal photograph of the B-52 from La Parca, Parca 12, Parca 11. We see it there, and we're going to enlarge it now. Actually, it was much further west, near the coast of Mexico, much farther west. It scanned the whole coast. What did the drone do there? What was it watching? What was it seeking? It was following suspicious ships, carrying gasoline to Cuba. The United States is also collecting information on Cuba. It means that the story I've always told about this isn't just about Venezuela. This is about something more. We'll see. Intelligence information from Venezuela is being gathered again, which is important, and a lot of documentation is being added. And this is going to give it a future advantage for what's ahead. The Triton. That drone, the MQ-4C, is gathering information and telecommunications from ships and communications on land. It's scanning the cartels. It's looking for information about the area in Mexico. Which is why it's important to pay attention. Pay attention to what's happening now. Right now, leaving from Las Vegas another night. The convoy. And this time they do have the important plane, the RC-135 rivet joint. They have the airborne warning and control system. They have 3 tankers, the Chromie. And right now they're taking off from Las Vegas very early in the morning. Normally this happens later, taking off right now, while the B-1 is now heading south. The B-1 group heading south. And they keep refueling. Refueling continues because the plane keeps orbiting. So there are more planes there. And another tanker arrives on the same line to enter the refueling area. Right now, a significant number of planes are taking off. It might be another drill. It happened last night, too. It also happened last night. They're doing drills in one of these. The drill is going to become reality. Are they going to take all that Air Force, launch it at some point over this area here? And is it going to get messy? But we have to be prepared for the day after. Freedom is, as of today, in the hands of the Venezuelans. Please do things right, because if not, there won't be freedom. I'm very serious about this, and the person who needs to know already knows who I'm referring to without going into detail. Doing things right. Because the machinery is there, the motivation is there. Well, here we are watching what's taking off right now from Las Vegas. It's getting interesting. We have a new video. HR Playing Spotter sent us a video from Puerto Rico. This was today at 3:30. He says, I don't know what it is. I'm going to react live to HR Playing Spotter's video. It's an account you have to follow. You have to keep an eye on this matter to see, come on, let's see what's happening in Puerto Rico. I think it's a Cobra helicopter. It's a Cobra. What's happening? It could be a flight. It could be a Black Hawk. Let's see what kind of... But once... Puerto Rico continues. The thing is that people think that just because they haven't launched the attack, there are fewer forces or less activity. No. They're doing their exercises. This is a Cobra. This one here is a Cobra, 100%. It's an attack helicopter. I think I have the feeling the machinery is still working.
No.
Excuse me, you can't see the HR plane spotter logo here. Let's put it over there. There it is. Everything is still working. No, it's not a Cobra. No, it's not a Cobra. Now that we've seen the silhouette better, it's not a Cobra. They're transport planes, but they're also armed with machine guns and more. Let there be no doubt. Let no one have fear. If it's already written, it will happen. We just need to focus on that issue, Oslo, and whether Maria Karina goes there or not. I don't know. I have nothing. Crystal ball. We don't have complete information of the whole story. What we know is that she has said that if not, Venezuela is not liberated.
She's not going to go. She is clear about it.
If she is not released, Maria Karina will not go. Here, she will go. If it is the prize for all Venezuelans. There's another important Edmundo video we should watch today, which I think that matters. The legitimate president of Venezuela said, because he is the figure we want to see, to speak as well, not only to Maria Karina, we also want to see Edmundo.
Edmundo has said that political freedom and economic freedom are inseparable. And we have confirmed this for more than a quarter of a century. And we are very clear that when faced with a regime that uses lies to advance, we must insist on preaching the truth. These were precisely the foundations of the heroic campaign that led us to our victory on July 28, 2024. A victory that has cost us great sacrifices and for which thousands of people have been unjustly imprisoned and abominably tortured. All that remains for Maduro's regime is repression. Because the truth has already come to light, and because the sovereign mandate of the people of Venezuela in favor of profound change has already been issued. When and how that transition to democracy will happen is uncertain.
He just said it. No one knows when or how it will happen. But in other ways, very soon right now, it has already begun. About these things, I mean, you have to stay on the same path of communication. Because if not, we're sending confusing messages to everyone. And in the end, people get tired. And that's not what we should do in this situation. That in January 1st, at the beginning of December, we won't see. The operation has to be now. Now is the time.
Yeah.
There's no time to lose. It's now or never. The people of Venezuela need to be clear about this. Either they get rid of Maduro now or not. There won't be another chance.
Yeah.
The moment is now. We live in the present and can't predict tomorrow. Well, we see the B1 around here. It looks like it's turning north now. But could it be global positioning system interference? Could it be global positioning system interference? Let's see how all this turns out. Or could it be that he turned off the transponder? Yes, he has turned it off. He has turned it off properly. B-1 disappears heading south. The B-1 has just disappeared heading south after refueling, where these aircraft we see around here continue to refuel. They've left this one without fuel now, so the one returning home can refuel. This is the refueling squadron. It already came from Spock name, this one here. And look, now there's another plane. Or it seems to me that I think it's going to land. It has been carrying out refueling operations. Let's take a look at the train now. Here it is. In a line of planes, all set to carry out operations. They're heading north right now. He'll likely leave and they'll move to another sector. We've lost track of the B-1. B-1 lost, but it leads us to Kolzine. I mean, it didn't have a code name. It could be heading towards Venezuela.
No.
Yes, it could go. I don't know, but just when it was heading south, they cut off. If it appears again, we'll watch. Let's go back to Edmundo. What else did he say?
Importante.
But what is certain is that it's going to happen.
Of course, it's certain that it's going to happen. He says it too. He's saying it. It's certain that it's going to happen. Or they don't want to say when, or they really don't know, but it's going to happen.
Because that's the wish of the vast majority of Venezuelans. And the new Venezuela that we are going to build will be entirely constructed around the core value of freedom, with the participation of the free labor of Venezuelans and with the contribution of all those who want to invest in a society governed by simple and clear laws. Our country will become the energy hub of the Western Hemisphere in just a few years. Let us never forget that Venezuela has been and continues to be the largest reservoir of strategic hydrocarbons, most important for the West.
Is he talking about opportunities now? The B-1 appears again.
Vuelve a aparecer.
It continues heading south. It continues heading south. Is he speaking here or is he talking here? Edmundo from Business Opportunities for Venezuela. Economic power, economic powerhouse. Interesting. It's important for the next day. What plan?
There is a West that today is being blackmailed over and over again by all kinds of oil autocracies. I recently include a Venezuela that now, fortunately, is once again embracing the ideal of freedom, as few peoples can do at this moment. The ideas we defend are not the result of abstraction. They are the ideas that work, the ones that have always worked. Because they are the ones that best fit our nature and inclinations. As human beings, we are good.
Regarding the B-1, I think it goes here. They have repaired the runway at this base. This base, which is for the B-1S, they have fixed the runway, and it's possible that it will land there. This airbase we see here has been renovated and is ready to receive them. It may already be heading there since it's descending, so no B-1 to Venezuela. And here they keep refueling. It seems odd to me that they refueled only to land. I'm not sure. I would have to look at another option. I don't know, but it seems strange to me. I think they're going there.
And that's why we know we're going to prevail. Soon, very soon, Venezuela will once again be an open and prosperous society based on a strengthened conviction and a renewed love for freedom.
That's fine, but first you said we don't know when, and now you say very soon. Those messages are a bit confusing, and I'm not Venezuelan. Well, I feel just as confused. Imagine a Venezuelan who has been waiting for 26 years or 30 years or however long to go back home and have freedom. Well, our hope for the B1 falls through, at least tonight. In that place, at least. I think it's going to land there. At this base, at this air base, the one we're seeing here, Swerf. It's going to land in that place. We still have hope for the carousel. What are they going to do today? They're going to come down. Launch an attack from behind? We don't know. We can't know. It's impossible right now. Colombia's border with Venezuela?
The relatives who are kidnapped in Venezuela. Thanks for the empathy from our Colombian and Venezuelan brothers and sisters.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it. You can see the situation that's happening. There are missing people. There are a lot of people who want to go back home and want to know what happened. Subscribe. And these are Chavistas? Here are the Chavistas, the colectivos, the ones on motorcycles. The Venezuelan police obviously haven't done anything to stop them. On the contrary, what they've done is let them go. And the poor group of women holding photos of missing loved ones and shouting for freedom while these savages drew nearer. They start throwing chairs. Caro. This, then, is what Venezuela is. Venezuela of Nicolas Maduro, not free Venezuela.
Only humanitarian passage will be allowed. We recommend taking alternate routes. Only humanitarian passage will be allowed.
Since yesterday, we have informed about the closure of this border crossing.
You have to be brave for 4 women to close a border crossing. Honestly, congratulations.
Justice, 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 and freedom. They are all innocent. None of them are criminals. Justice, 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 and freedom. They are all innocent. None of them are criminals.
A truck tried to run us over and made it here. They said the police caught it and it was Venezuelan. Look at it!
Attempted homicide.
What did the guy do? What did he...
I see the guy. What happened to him?
He kicked us out. He kicked us out.
It's incredible. It's incredible to see this. It's very sad. This is the richest country on this planet. And look at how it is right now and what's happening. Maduro has gone out there to inaugurate a Bolivarian police service academy. He's been out there doing a bit of what he does, what he knows how to do. There's a part of this story that doesn't add up for me, and I think it's what Paulo Carvajal says. A lot of people are coming. A lot of people involved in the government who are going to give them information. Yes, they're going to give them information. They know when the attack is going to come. If they have people infiltrated inside, they know and are aware of when the attack is going to come. So right now they are calm, or at least that's what they make us see or think, that they are calm. The reality is different. Many cargo planes are arriving here. Infrastructure to the Caribbean Sea area. And it's increasing every time. It's increasing every time. We continue with comments. Family, please, if you're not subscribed to the channel, we want to reach 400,000 followers. Please subscribe. What do you know about the traffickers plane Venezuela shot down today? I think it's all propaganda. The video shows a small plane on fire and another flying overhead. Forget it. See, Seba, it was great getting to know your channel. A year because of Israel and now the Jester. Great work by your team. The friendly channels, and of course, Zin. God, country, and family. Hugs from Chile to Rucos. Thank you. Let's continue with Israel, okay? Don't think that's not the case, okay? The thing is, it really has me mentally drained. Understanding the topic of Venezuela, I had to quickly learn its geography in just a few days, do an analysis, create a map, start recognizing places of the regime, start looking for military targets, understand the philosophy and structure of the regime, study a bunch of manuals that I'm going through to understand how Nicolas Maduro's dictatorship works. And that takes a lot of time. Time that consumes resources, and unfortunately, well, I can't be there right now. Also on the topic of Israel, but there are a lot of friendly channels that make a lot of content about Israel that you can follow. You'll always stay informed about this topic. Of course, as soon as we see an opportunity, we'll do a big program about Israel. We have a lot of shows prepared with my brother Ariel Kanieski, who's Jewish. History. And we have to share and tell you about a lot of experiences we had there during the time we spent in that great country. Israel, the only democratic country in the Middle East, Venezuela now has to become a 100% democratic country, the most important one. Thanks so much for the super chat, Seba. Polgo, what do you know about that small plane? Smoke? Strategies, is Maduro sure he won't be attacked before Christmas? Thank you. There is a plan for afterwards, and it's called Land of Grace. Experts in all areas. January will be decisive. I don't go by what the experts say. It's not out of arrogance, it's simply because I prefer to draw my own conclusions, analyze what's happening each day. Honestly, I have very little experience in this, as you know. Planning things that are going to happen in January seems too risky to me. At least I wouldn't do it. It seems to me that we're in a very dynamic, very volatile situation where things can happen at any moment, at any time. Situations can arise that lead to a complete change of the situation. That can change completely with today's scenario. Maduro, if someone from the top leadership disappears, leave the country, be detained. An intermediate attack between this date and January. I mean, there are many things, this thing about analysts or experts and so on. I don't think there are any true experts in this. I think this is a scenario we haven't seen before, that the United States is going to declare war on a narco dictatorship in 2025. In the 21st century, I don't think we've seen that scenario recently. At this level, how is this story going to turn out? There are different options. It could go very well or very badly. Maria Kaninda said Samuel is ready for the future and made it clear. Yes, you can say whatever you want. You can say whatever you want to Donald Trump, but Donald Trump wants to see reality. Donald Trump is not the kind of guy you can just tell, let's do this. No. He wants to see results. He asks how long it will take, how much it will cost, and the price. That's what he wants. How long will it take us to get rid of Maduro? How much will it cost us economically, and at what price in lives? Donald Trump is surely asking himself these questions on this issue. And who's going to come after? Who's going to take power? What you can't do is what was done in Iraq, where there was no real plan for how to manage Iraq. There was no real plan for how to manage Afghanistan. And for this to be a disaster, that's all we needed now, to turn all of Central America back into a total guerrilla zone. That situation should be avoided, and I believe Donald Trump wants to separate himself from it. I don't think he wants to be involved in that sense. Wanting to create. He wants to create order, not chaos, though they sometimes overlap. 197. Only his whole team at max? What's happening with the strategies? You guys are the best. Mauricio, thank you so much, my friend. No. It's just that the situation here is very changeable. We have seen a great military deployment. We're seeing it. Nicolas Maduro's regime is running a harsh disinformation campaign that's also hurting morale. I have no doubt that it's going to happen. I'm not doubting. So no one should misinterpret what I'm saying here tonight. I'm saying that we need to take important steps to speed up the outcome of this story. Because it's still not there yet. The destroyers remain. There's one right now. That you can go down to take a swim in Horchla? Is it around this area here? 2 nights ago, we saw planes patrolling. It's not that it's not going to happen. The fact is when, how, and what happens next. That's where Donald Trump wants the story. Let's watch Mike and Tia's film as it is. Well, check out this 737 4B-7. This ship and I put it in each case. That's what we have there. Which planes have landed here?
Let's go look. Planes?
Have you had today? Venezuela, we're discussing passenger planes. It is isolated. They've sent a message to Copa Airlines and the other airline that stopped flying. Have they told you that you have 48 hours to return, that if not, they'll do the same to you as they did to the others? That there are no planes. There are no planes. Yesterday, the 5th. Let's see what happened. All are domestic flights except those from Panama City and Bogota. But they've already stopped flying. I mean, these planes don't fly anymore. Laser stopped flying too, I think. It's just that nobody flies to Venezuela anymore. Only the flights they've contracted and that are still going around. They don't really fly. There's one that left for Moscow a while ago. I don't know if it'll stop by Havana zone first. Maybe they'll send it that way. From there to Moscow, only planes with military aid arrive. Nothing else. There's no more to the story here. There's no more to the story because I think this won't go on until January, or at least it shouldn't. It's creating air chaos throughout the whole region, and the United States can't keep this up for long. I mean, you can't keep all the airspace closed for a long time. You create a diplomatic problem because you're making airlines spend more money, causing more problems. There are things there that can't last. I want to clarify, I didn't say there isn't a plan for the day after. I want to make this clear. I said that maybe we need to set aside aspirations and focus on the situation. What's the situation? That Venezuela needs to be liberated? Right now, the priority isn't about who gets a position or which position it is, because I know how these things work, which we all know. When this happens, there are people who want to take certain positions in the government. So we need to set this aside for a moment. First, let's get Maduro out. We can't eat the rabbit before we catch it. Let's take it step by step. First, get Maduro out, then we'll start sorting things out. I never said there's no plan. There must be a plan, or Donald Trump will send the whole army there. Marco Rubio has been there designing the plan with them, working hand in hand, giving advice. It's a plan made for the United States. But here, what you have to be clear about is that things have to be important, serious, and forceful. All right. I keep insisting, I think they're going to invade Horchula. That's for sure. That's for sure, and more ships are arriving. I want to show you some photos. What happened the other day with La Parca? See, what a beautiful photo. Didn't I say so? I have a beautiful photo. Look, what a photo. What an image. What a moment. When I saw it, I fell in love right away. It's an image. Incredible. Look at this. Two pilots from the United States Air Force near Aruba, Curacao. In fact, you can see the bottom part of the island. Flying with SB-52 women. By the way, for anyone who has doubts, these are very beautiful, very nice images, which also show us something we also suspected. The topic of in-flight refueling that was being done. There are more images where you can also see the escort of the F-35S along with the B-52s, Parca 11 and Parca 10. And an hour ago, the Department of Homeland Security just released 2 videos. We can see it over here. One of those boats, look, this is a Barrett precision rifle with a .50 caliber sniper, probably using explosive rounds aimed at the engines to set them on fire. Look, no. A loaded boat. And it's cheap. That way it sinks much cheaper. You don't spend $300,000 on a Hellfire missile. And you prevent many problems. The boat stopped, then was sent. To the patrol, and they were lucky. They were lucky that they were stopped. Others haven't been so lucky. Interesting, I don't see the video now, though it was just published. Holland Security. He says, I tell you, Operation Pacific Viper eliminates narco-terrorists in the Eastern Pacific. On Tuesday, the United States Coast Guard cutter Monroe intercepted more than 20,000 pounds of flour. In a single mission, more than 7.5 million potentially lethal doses. Well, seized. Fios. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Maduro is losing money. They're losing a lot of money, and this is making them sick. Sick. The more Maduro's pocket gets hit, the better. And that's how it is. Meanwhile, Maduro is walking around, cutting. Caracas traffic is chaotic and full of shortcuts. So he can arrive with his personal guard. That's how it's happening. That's what's going on. It's a complicated moment. But we have to keep faith and hope. That's never been lost, and it never will be lost. This is super important, super important. All right, family, I'm leaving now and sending you to Gorimba, who should still be live. See you next time on Military Strategies. Best regards.